It is just gone 12 noon in Beijing. It is 12 midnight in New York. It is 6 a.m. in Mbabane in the Kingdom of Eswatini. Good morning and welcome to the Thursday edition of Kusile Breakfast Show. We are coming to you live from our Hospital Hill studios in Mbabane. It is Thursday, the 29th of September 2021.
30th.
30th?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Josi tingi mashumi lamathathu enyangeni yenyoni bonkosi ngilesine wesi 29 sisevikini ke lesi 29 lesilephethako ke kuleli viki leli langa lesi 294 seleke malanga la 91 uphela umnyaka sethu la emlington kule many thanks for joining us sis.
Yeah, kunjani kwaps mababana vikela isizwe senivusela kakhulu namhla babukela isibanga nje uthi nivuka nasi namhla ekseni kulesine. Thank you very much and welcome to the show. Semsinivuka kahle lamuhla ama temperatures ehlile namuhla liyana lapha eMbabane singade ke letinye idinzawo kepha nje sibe ngumdala ukuthi solo sigcinile kwade kwafika lilanga la namuhla bamfu basishiya kakhulu LinkedIn eveni bengibuka nje bebakhala even lase Russia ukuthi they recorded the worst intinombolo elisetulu kakhulu kwekuqala ngca debamfla bashile emhlabeni ngayo iCovid-19.
Kaze bongo sisiteka yona ndzaba ye COVID-19 nje asesibukeke nangombiko lothunyelwe induna yetembilo itolo ngesimo semkhuhlane even itolo ke kuhlolwe eMaswati la inkulungwane namakhulu amabili nemashumi amabili nabathathu kwathiwa laba ngama-34 batholakala eksibanya lomkhuhlane lekusibeka ukuthi kusukela ngamashi enyakenye eMaswati la satholakale ane COVID-19 athi inkulungwane ethi ngama-45 nemakhulu layimfica nabane kanti ke lasime khona laba nalomkhuhlane nje kungumanje bangemakhulu lasithupha namashumi lamabili nesikhombisa lesebaluleme kusukela last year kuze kube kumanje bathi inkulungwane ethi ngama-44 nebantfu labangemashumi lasithupha itolo ke kululeme abantu labangemashumi lamathathu nesihlanu. Update with the big numbers.
Yeah. Kanti kumukeli labo lasebagome ngalokuphelele bangu 208,043 le kungu 17.9% of the total population. Diyajabulisa ke nombolo kule kwangathi diyanyuka kancane nje selancane sesifike lapha ku 20% noma kanjani.
Labashile ke bongosi ubemunye loshiya kitolo nganizaba lomkhuhlane ngathi umphefumulo wakhe ungalala ngalokukhulu lokuphumula nemndeni wakhe ke uthuthutheke kanti ke Maswati nje la sasilimalele ngeCovid-19 ayinkulungwane nemakhulu lamabili nelishumi nesikhombisa indzaba lenkulu lesicikutelako ngilele goma ukuthi jovele industry kuze ustonge indoti tawuvuleka bongosi tibele simesiva nje ukuthi ngalesine unamuhla
namuhla
bebhola bayayithula isizini lensha ya 2022
dinzawo yetimlanze letekule sethembe ukuthi ma fans atawugijima yojova ngoba ngeke wahlala ngafuni ukubukela hopefully iminute itawusho ukuthi lo jovile ngilokhona kuyobukela ibhola.
Ngiyahlola nami ngiyahlola indlela ngihlola ngayiva ukuthi probably le decision le yaqhamuka le ku November basayengejana usema fans atawungena yini stadium njengoba sibona ngishiya kwethlwandle kusema fans avumelekile usangena bukela ibhola bathi nje ngilandi sinyalo sebabuka le ukuthi lama fans la stadium ataphatha yini aphase sinatho sakhe atasinatha siyabathi ke labalengilandi basanza kunatha nabasebholeni basi that decision is yet to be made.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully nalakithi mhlambe ama decisions la njengalo hlobo lela atewendiba so sita ubona ke dinombolo tebamla sebagomile denyuka akazi ke mbukele nje kubuka le tethamba embili kulamanye emave mengameli welive lase Ecuador so umemetele simo lesiphutfumako kulela live kulandzela ukuthi tibosha kulelinye lemajele kushone 100 wawo emva kokuthi kube necabana lokukhona ngedindzaba etfaye ekhathi ema drugs kuthiwa ke tibosha tikhoke tibhamu nato tonke titemato kunamacembu lengekhathi la lusana odwa so mengameli so umemetele simo lesiphutfumako njengoba sekulimele nje bamfula bangedulu kwamashumi lasihlanu nababili over 52 people and hundreds of soverushonile.
Kathi ke bongo sindzaba lesithathu sibuke namhla ekseni indzaba letiphathelene netaka soit la sifuna nje kubuka ema value chains kuma indigenous chickens production even leSwatini imodel lebafuna uyisebenzisa even leChina kwangazuthi khona into lena lebayenda ngendlela lenhle into lesimangaliso sitabe siname ke make linkota la sitava nje ukuthi ngabe sibenda njani kusita labo bafuyi laba kulolu hlangothi lwekufuya tinkukhu kakhulu kade lasemakhaya basi labantu labathanza white meat bathanda kakhulu letinguku tasemakhaya.
Sesitava kabantu imbukeli ngathi saphinze sikhulumisane lapha na Dr. Museka losuka khona esibhedlela sase psychiatric center kaManzini. Sitakhuluma kabantu nje ngesifo lesibizwa ngokuthi Alzheimer's disease. Sitava ukuthi ngabe lesifo lesi siyini nekuthi ngabe vele mhlambe umfu sithola kanjani. Sitfolile ukuthi sinako sinema similarities nje lambalwa nesifo idementia lekusifo sekukhohlwa nje timvo letincane. So sitabe sikhulumisana naye lapha Dr. Museka kusichazela nje kabanti ngaso lesifo. Mbukeli aseselkhefu nasibuya sitawubuya nitindzaba tefude kuqala.
Busiseka uvuseleleke wakheke emoyeni ngemculo wetenkolo bahlabeleli balapha Eswatini. Sikulethela abahlabeleli abaqala nalabo labasakhula emculweni wetenkolo bahlabela bukhoma lapha Eswatini. Siphinze sixoxisane kabanti ngalaba kwentako emsebentini wabo wekuhlabelela igospel konke kungiqinisa simakathe. Ungaphathelwa ngomculo wegospel khona lapha Eswatini TV. Praise to God be the glory.
I do the most.
Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store.
We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Asinivusele siphindiseni mukele hleleni Kusile Breakfast Show sitawungena kitotindzaba tetfu kuqala. Sile Nkosi Mswati wesithathu sesebambe inkulumo ngalokukhethekile nendvuna lensha lebuke tindzaba telivekati leAfrika kuhulumende wemangisi Vicky Ford esigodlweni elitsitsini. Ingonyama yemhlaba ibambe inkulumo nendvuna isingethwe undvunankulu welive Cleopas Dlamini.
Your Majesty, good morning.
Yes, morning. How are you?
I'm very well. It's a delight to be in your...
Ingonyama yemhlaba Inkosi Mswati wesithathu ivusele ngilendvuna lebukeni zabate Africa United Kingdom Vicky Ford. Leyo thelanga isingathwe ngolisiba lukhulu United Kingdom kuleli Simon Boyden. Lendvuna ilapha kule ngonyama kutewubamba tinkulumo naso silo semhlaba nekutawuvula emahhovisi ebuncusa lamasha elive le-United Kingdom latinte ezulwini lokungumsebenzi loyenteka ngalwesibili kusihlwa. Isanza kubekwa ke indvuna njengoba ibekwe emavikini lamabili lengcile kanzi kulamalanga beyivakashela emava yaseAfrika ladlelana nemangisi kanzi lokube ingca izivele ngelivakasho lwayo lapha eSwatini kube kuthi ivule lamahhovisi ebuncusa. Umsebenzi wendvuna ungaphansi kwelohhovisi leForeign Commonwealth and Development Office kuhulumende wemangisi kanzi umsebenzi wayo ke ufaka ekhatsi kuthuthukisa budlelwane belive le-United Kingdom nemava yesifundza se-Sub-Saharan Africa kanzi uphinze ubuke kabanti nendzaba tekuthuthukwa kweminotho yemava se-Afrika nekuqinisa ligalelo le-United Kingdom kuleli vekati le-Afrika nemhlabeni wonke jikelele. Indvuna ifika kuleli esikhatsini la khona kubambisana kwelive leSwatini ne-United Kingdom kubonakala kuchubeka kundlondlobala. Live leSwatini ke kubhekeke ukuthi lizuze kakhulu ehlelweni lolubukisisiwe kabusha lokudlelana nekubambisana kwelive le-United Kingdom nemave emhlaba i-Global Britain. Lubika kwendzabeni ngisandile Makhanya naThemba Mamba esigodlweni yeLudzidzini.
Silo inkosi Mswati wesithathu sesithumise live le-United Kingdom ngekucinisa kubambisana kwalo nelive leSwatini lisebenzisa luhlelo lolusha olubukisiswe kabusha lokudlelana nekubambisana kwe-United Kingdom nemave emhlaba lolatiwa ngele Global Britain. Ingonyama iphefumule ngemfane nkosi Sihlangu Sempi ngesikhathi kuvulwa ngokusemthethweni emahovisi ebuncusa lamasha elive United Kingdom latinde ezulwini.
Imbube emhlaba inkosi Mswati wesithathu ithi kuvula kwalamahhovisi ebuncusa lamasha elive le-United Kingdom lapha eSwatini kuphawula ukuthi bophelela lokusha kwalo live le-United Kingdom ekubambisaneni nelive leSwatini. Lamahhovisi avulwe indvuna libukweni ndzaba Africa khona e-United Kingdom Vicky Ford. Kuvula kwalamahhovisi ebuncusa lamasha kufeza sethembiso lesendiwa ngundvunankulu wemangisi Boris Johnson eminyakeni lemithathu lengcile. Live leSwatini lemukele indvuna yalo live le-United Kingdom lebuketi indzaba Africa lebekwe emavikini lamabili lengcile Vicky Ford lovulela amahhovisi nalusiba wemangisi kuleli Simon Boyden. Imbube emhlaba inkosi Mswati wesithathu ngekumelelwa ngumfana inkosi Sihlangu Sempi ithi kunemathuba lasabalele latawuzuzwa live leSwatini elihlelweni lolubukisiswe kabusha lokudlelana nekubambisana kwelive le-United Kingdom nemave emhlaba i-Global Britain lolubuke kusita emave emhlaba ukuthi elulamise iminotho yawo lekhinyabetwe ngumkhuhlane i-COVID-19 luphindze lubuke kuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu netekuthengiselana. Silo semhlaba sithi live leSwatini lizuzile egalelweni lamhlaba wonke le-United Kingdom lekulwa ne-COVID-19.
We wish to commend the UK for her investment in the development and manufacture of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and supporting our COVAX facility, a United Nations initiative which has benefited many low and middle income countries, including Eswatini. Through this facility, coupled with generous support from our friends and development partners, the Kingdom has been able to receive thousands of vaccine doses that are currently being administered to our people, with a target of reaching herd immunity by the end of 2021. We trust this exercise will add the required impetus to our post-COVID-19 economic recovery strategy.
Ingonyama ithi emave lasathuthuka kufaka ekhathi live leSwatini aqhubeka nekukhinyabeta kuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu lokushiya umonakalo lomkhulu. Silo sithi umhlaba kufanele uthole isisombululo salesimo ngekuphuthuma lokukhulu.
Your Excellency, your arrival in the country comes in the aftermath of a devastating cyclone Eloise, which left major destruction to national infrastructure and people's property. This is no doubt one example of the effects of climate change, and it underscores the urgent need to address this issue, which continues to have a greater impact on less developed countries with low carbon emission like Eswatini. We are encouraged to learn of your government's commitment to working with the United Nations and Commonwealth to urge the major carbon emitters to take faster action in bringing about emission cuts, set net zero targets, and meet the $100 billion a year climate finance target that they agreed to at the COP summit in Paris.
Imbube emhlaba ikhutsate baholi bemave emhlaba labatawungenela umhlangano wekuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu i-COP26 ngenyanga yeLweti ukuthi bende isiqiniseko sokuthi lo mhlangano usungula sikhwama sekusita emave ekulweni nekuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu njengoba kuhlosiwe. Idvumise live le-United Kingdom ngekutibophelela ekubambisana nelive leSwatini nalamanye emave e-Afrika kutekuthengiselana nekuthi livule imakethe talo ngephasi kwesivumelwano lesisha sekuthengiselana emkhathisini wenhlangano kwenhlangano yakasakhu nalo live le-United Kingdom lese siqolwe ngemave lafaka ekhathi live le-Eswatini lethi ingonyama inelethemba lokuthi sitawuletha inzuzo lenkulu. Kanti-ke indvuna lebukweni zabate e-Afrika e-United Kingdom Vicky Ford ithi lesivumelwano sekuthengiselana siletha isiqiniseko sekuthengiselana ngaphandle kwetinqabekelwano siphinde sivulele bosomabhizinisi bakuleli timakethe emangesini sithuthukise nekuthengiselana kumave langephasi kwenhlangano yakasakhu nelive le-United Kingdom.
A third huge priority of our work here in Eswatini and in Africa more broadly is supporting economic growth and social development so that African countries can bounce back from COVID and meet the demands and aspirations of their growing population. And part of that solution is development assistance. And with the third largest aid budget in the G7 as a percentage of GNI, the UK continues to be a leading donor. Equally important is realising the potential of local economies, in particular by unleashing the strengths of women and young people through education and job creation. But another part of the solution is helping countries like yours and other African countries to trade your way to prosperity. And that's why our new economic partnership agreement with Eswatini and its neighbours in the Southern African Customs Union is so important. And I'd like to thank your government, all of your members, in particular the Minister for Trade, Commerce and Industry, for enabling ratification of the agreement earlier this year, because it will guarantee duty-free and quota-free access to the UK markets from traders from your country, but will also help boost trade across the region.
Lebika kwendzabeni kubika Sandile Makhanya ngibika naZulu Masuku eRoyal Villas eZulwini.
Lilunga lePhalamende lenkundla yasemafutheni Lady Howard leliphindze libe indvuna yetemfundvo nekucecesha seyicele bosomabhizinisi netinkampani ukuthi babambise sikolwa eSt Joseph's lesatiwa ngekuthi ngumzimpofu ngaloko labanako. Howard uthi lesikolwa asikho esimeni lesikahle kanti senda umsebenzi lomkhulu kakhulu.
Sikolwa iSt Joseph's lesatiwa ngekuthi ngumzimpofu sakhiwa ngeminyaka wa-1914 kanti sifundzisa abantu labakhubatekile nalabangakhubateki. Lesikolwa sesengciwa intuthuko njengoba lana nje eceleni kwaso kwakhiwa lomuhle kakhulu umgwaqo. Lilunga lePhalamende lenkundla yasemafutheni leliphindze libe yindvuna yetemfundvo Lady Howard lithi lesikolwa sesidzala sidzinga kubuyiselwa esimeni saso singasaleli emuva.
Umzimpofu sowasala ebaleni sekude labakhala khona sekude lo ngathi nje utawuqonzana naye ukuthi unake laba bantu labahlelelana kanzi bantu labadzinga kakhulu lolusito bosisi wethu bobhuti wethu labadzinga ukuthi sonke sithi khandle ngabo. Uma uthi uthatha kubuka sekufanele ukuthi usale kuba neluhlelo vele lesolutawubuka umzimpofu. Ezibe ngikhuluma nana head teacher la ngikhuluma nanemfundisi ngikhuluma nabo bonke nje labasebenta la. Uyakhanza lokuthi dinenge letinto letishodako lokufanele ukuthi ngabe tikhona la mzimpofu mane kude. Lokusho ukuthi umuntu kuyamnika insaya ukuthi akasukume impela agijime abhekela la kungafolakala khona lisito kutomane ukuthi kukhona ukuthi kuqhubekeke sithathe la akhona ashiya khona Father Chikoni.
Ucele bosomabhizinisi netinkampani ukuthi basilekelele lesikolwa. Imibiko leke yavela emaphephandzabeni alapha eveni ngeminyaka wa-2015 yaveta ukuthi lesikolwa sike saba sengotini ukuthi sicishe sivalwe ngenxa yekuswelakala kwetimali. Kuyekelelwa kwalesikolwa kungasho lokunengi lokubi kubafunzi balesikolwa nemango wakhona emafutheni. Lobubi bufaka ekhatsi kulahlekelwa likusasa lelihle kwebafunzi kwanza kwendlala kanye nekubuyisela emuva live kutentuthuko kulokunye. Tindzabeni teSwatini TV kubika Themkosi Mavimbela semzimpofu.
Indvuna yelitiko letisebenti nenhlalakahle yato Phila Buthelezi yatisa eMaswati lafake ticelo temfundzate walonyaka kuya emnyakeni lotako kutsi angeke avele embiko libandla lelihlunga leticelo lonyaka kepha kutawusetjentiswa indlela lensha yekuhlunga labo labafake ticelo ngaphansi kwendlela lensha leyatiwa nge-Scholarship Loans Application System. Indvuna beyikhuluma kalobambana ichaza ngalolu shintsho kumfundzate wahulumende.
Indvuna yelitiko letisebenti nenhlalakahle yato Phila Buthelezi yithi kunetinguquko ngendlela umfundzate lotawuniketwa ngayo kulabo labafake ticelo kulomnyaka.
Lonyaka ngekubuka kuhlonipha imigomo ye-COVID-19 lengavumi kuhlangana abantu babe banengi bahlangana esikhathi sibe sidze. Litiko libe selisebenzisa indlela yokuthi labantwana sibahlunge kule system lebe ba-apply kiyo. Ngekubuka lokho ukuthi bayawamitha yini onke lama requirements emalist seka preparation nje atabaphuma aya kulama institutions ngoba avula ngekushiyana sitheka sisheshe siwakhiphe lonyaka ku avoid a situation where ukhanze ukuthi umntwana uzongena eclassini uqala kufunza with ngelithemba lokuthi scholarship utasithola ukhanze usakasasithola sekubita aphume lawo malist a provisional kusengasiyo iaward per se a provisional until umntwana ete atosayina aphethe onke lama requirements lafunekako kufaka ikhathi the application form itself lel filled lelitawuhlala efayeleni lakhe umntwana etiko isithombe passport kufaka ikhathi i-clearance graded tax clearance pass kufaka ekhathi certificate sekutalwa certificate saka O level kufaka ekhathi ne-clearance yembutho wembube kusho njengoba ke abaka interviewe ke vele physically bantwana ngilokutasita kubona cha laba litiko lingaba bambisa ngoba ngilaba hlobile ngilaba phethe kahle emangweni nalokho kanza ke ukuthi kumbe bangemaswati ngekuthi sebakhondile baqhamuka kuletinye tindzawo le ma certified copies abo citizenship atawudzingeka kulomunye ukhanze surety kumbe so shonile surety walomntwana we need certified copies alo lo sasishile emhlabeni libanga surety wemntwana.
Indvuna yithi litiko libuke kuniketa umfundzate bafundzi labalinganiselwa ku 5000 etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Nelsiwendla ngamandla nginamuzi Mkhonda kalobamba.
Indvuna yelitiko letemabhizinisi Manxoba Khumalo seyivule isitolo lesithengisa impahla yasendlini nekokuhlobisa emakhaya iLuxy Interiors sasomabhizinisi waseTaiwan wekutalwa kuleli Kathy Lu. Indvuna yithi lesitolo sitawudlala indzima letsite ekuciniseni tekuthengiselana emkhatsini welive leTaiwan nelaseswatini.
Somabhizinisi wasevenile eShayina sihlenge seTaiwan Kathy Lu uthi ekuhlaleni kwakhe kuleswatini impilo yakhe yonke ubone isikhala lesikhulu sebhizinisi yempahla yasendlini yelizinga neluhlobo thite kuleswatini. Lesitolo sesicashe abantu bakuleli kanti indvuna yetemabhizinisi Manxoba Khumalo lebeyikhuluma nasivulwa lesitolo i-industrial site eMbabane ithite yemabhizinisi lafana nalesitolo ayasita kakhulu ekuphaka umnotfo welive.
Siyajabula ke lokubona ukuthi budlelwano bethu nelive lase-Taiwan buyaqhubeka buyaqina ikakhulu ekuthengiselaneni and siyawakhuthaza nemaswati ukuthi aqhubeke ayisekele le business ngoba nemaswati lamaningi asaqalile athengisa lokho lakwakhako eTaiwan nathi ke asiqhubeke siba support.
Lunga lePhalamende lenkhundla yaseMbabane East Harris Bulunga lethi lenkhundla iyakutfokotela kuvulwa kwalo lonke lihlobo lwemabhizinisi.
To us it's a gain because definitely I want to believe that the young people who have been employed here are part of the constituency and they also belong to the youth category, so it is in a way helping us as a constituency and also government.
Mbasata welive leShayina sihlenge seTaiwan Jeremy Liyeng uvumelene nemnikati walesitolo ngemkhathi lothite lokhona wekweswelakala kwempahla yasendlini kuleli.
Eswatini is a young market with a lot of potential.
a trendy top-of-line furniture shop and interior design. I think this is exactly Eswatini need to take our life, our daily life to the next level.
Emaplango nalokunyenti lokusebenta nakwakhiwa impahla nemakhabethe kulesitolo ibuya kulamanye emave kanti impahla ngekwayo lethengiswa kulesitolo yakhiwa kuleli kubika Hlengiwe Ndlovu nambonga Dube Sembabane.
Kutemidlalo inhlangano lengamele kudlaliswa kwebhola kuleli ithi kude emacembu latoshayo inkemba ngaphansi kweNational First Division. Umphathi kulenhlangano Frederick Mgomezulu uthi lokhu kubangelwe ukuthi bekude emacembu ladlalako ngaphansi kwetifundza. Mgomezulu bakhuluma netintatheli talomsakato kalobamba.
Nakuphela isizini ya-2020-2021 bekusoloko kungacaci ukuthi ngabe ngaphansi kwe-National First Division akhona nemacembu latawehle kakhulu ngoma bekude amacembu latonyuka kusuka etikotini njengoba bewona bekasola ngadlali. Inhlangano yebhola-ke kuleli seyicacisile ukuthi ngeke kube khona inkemba ka-First Division kuphela.
Kodwa-ke noko nasesikhuluma emkhathini we-National First Division League nalapho esigabeni setingaphasi etikotini ka-Regional Super League kutawuba bede lotawehla kusuka esigabeni sa-National First Division League kuya ngaphasi ka-Super League phindze futhi kube bede lotawenyuka kusuka esigabeni saka-Super League kuya esigabeni sa-National First Division League. Leti-ke tintfo letitawendeka kuphela kulo mnyaka wa 2021 2022 njengoba sisabhekene naso simo semkhuhlane.
Mgomezulu uphindze-ke wangetha nekuthi isizini lenhle yokuqala ngempelasonto yamhla tisiphohlongo enyangeni letako letofaka ekhathi neyabomake kanti-ke imidlalo etifundzeni kusakhulunyiswana nahulumende ukuthi icale ngenyanga yaLweti.
Imidlalo itawuqala ngokwemthetho natisiphohlongo kule nyanga lesiyicalako yemphala shothi 8 October kuona lo mnyaka itawuqala-ke imidlalo kuqala kwayo-ke kodwa-ke noko kutawuqala ngetigaba ngekushiyashiyana labatawuqala ekuqaleni nje njengoba sekubekiwe lamalanga sibheke ukuthi kuqale laba sesigabeni lesisetulu baka Premier League neba National First Division bese kuba ibhola yabo make nayo lesegabeni lesisetulu lekungibona lekubheka sibaqale nathi siphohlongo kuyo inyanga ya October kutawuse kuthi-ke enyangeni lelandzelako yeLweti November kuona lo mnyaka ngilapho singabheka khona ukuthi labasetigabeni lesetingaphasi ikakhulukazi etikotini sebangaqala nabo badlale imidlalo yabo.
Mgomezulu uthi nayibuya lemidlalo kutobheka ukuthi badlali babe nemiphumela lebakhomba ukuthi bede lomkhuhlane we-COVID. Uphethe ngawo ekukhuthaza wona emacembu ukuthi abhalise badlali nyalo lokhu lithuba lisevuliwe. Lobekela umsakazo weSwatini TV kutemidlalo ngiphathiswa Msibi eMbabane.
Ngaleto temidlalo siyatiphetha tindzaba tetfu tekucala asaselikhefu nasibuya sidabuya nebaka Eswatini.
Eye on SADC, telling the African story from an African perspective. This is the only news program bringing you news, views, and interviews straight from the countries where it happened. Join me in Ndishishi Hamfungu as I take you on a journey across Southern Africa. That's on Eye on SADC, news of SADC from SADC.
Kudla kwempilo, food for life. An agricultural program that shows how a farmer brings food to the nation.
Gcine kudla kwayo letawuphindze kudle nasekufika isikhathi sebusika.
Nalinile nje libele lana kuzone liyathwa imbela libele lahlanzeni. So lonke lina lemvula le moderate yethu sine lahlanzeni.
Kudla kusemhlabathini, konke lesikudingako sitakuthola emhlabathini.
Kudla kwempilo for agriculture and farming development on Eswatini TV with the farm boy Samgelo Villarati Samvi. Kudla kwempilo, food for life.
I do the most. Watch local TV on the go with the Eswatini TV app for only 20 emalangeni. Come on. Do the most with Eswatini TV app. Download from Google Play Store or App Store. We're good together.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Ngabukela ke washa umkhukhu every Sunday at 3 p.m.
Siyaqhubeka nalo hlelo namhla ekseni athonza kulela umsakado wakho bhekela umsakado uThombe Eswatini TV sehlelweni Kusile breakfast show. Livele Eswatini ke ngisebenzisa litiko leteklima selendeke umsebenzilo omkhulu ukuthi manje kuthuthukisa luhlangoso leteklima ikakhulukazi nasikhuluma nje ngenzaba kufuya tinkomo kufuya tingulube kufuya timbuti kufuya tinkukhu tasemakhaya ngivile ke lenzaba ekuthenini nasikhuluma ngalapha nje tingulubeni kwangazuthi lesiyakhona ke nyalo kulima to satisfy the local market indzaba lenkulu ke ukuthi ngabe kulele tinye tinhlangothi ke indzaba lesinangena kuyo ke bonke sinamhla indzaba ye kufuya kwetinkuku tasemakhaya ngiyakhumbula lekubo 2008 2009 le ministry base noma nje live belisete kahle umkhombandlela ukuthi ngabe vele nasifuna commercialize indigenous chickens senda kanjani yaqhamuka ke inkampani yahulumende la iSwede yaseke yakha ke ema guidelines production guidelines ngaleyo minyaka leyo siyafuna ke lokuthola ukuthi ngabe sisambe kanganani vele kulolu hlangothi lolu sinakholiwe msibike bonkosi la livestock officer lapha ka Swede lekungena ka sita abalimi 37 chiefdoms la kusebenzela khona le nkampani le kuzama nje ukuthuthukisa kakhulukazi lokufuya kwetinkuku tasemakhaya kholiwe angikuvusele sawubona
siyabonga kubasehlelweni siyaphila mbangule
njani ngifuna lokuthola ukuthi ngiyakhumbula ukuthi bengibuka nje eChina kule industry naye indigenous chickens mana ngathi ngibona ukuthi bade tinkukhu tabo lena tifana naletetwini but nje ngiyakhumbula ukuthi nanabo they had to go through certain stages kuzama sibafike esigabeni sibaya industrialize le industry yabo le kuzabe nasikhuluma nje ngale indigenous chicken production live ithine singasho ukuthi seyifike esigabeni lase commercial khona
ngicabanga ukuthi sisingakafike ezike lapho khona sesingathi si fully commercial because noma sihamba la titolo tethu siyabona lokho ukuthi yona isesescarce sike sazama ukuthi sifike lapho khona seyikhona shelfini kasi yaphinze yaphela ngaloko ukuthi sisenetingci number letikhona la ku level change yonke so sisazama lokho ukuthi sifike lapho esigabeni seyi fully commercial so siyazama ke naloko ukuthi sifunze kulamanye amave ukuthi wona enda kanjani ukuze ukuthi afike lezi ungawe sizama lo ukuthi nebelimi bethu sibanikete lonke lelwathi lelizingekile and bese sesiyazama nalokuba bheka in stages ukuthi kuze sifike le goal lethu le ukuthi lapho khona sekufuli commercial yini lesingakwenda ezisilive so sing iSwede sibambisane litiko leteklima because asisebenzisi sodwana thina sisebenza with lamanye ema stakeholders la kenda ukuthi le industry iqine ifike la izingeke khona so sine Ministry of Agriculture lekungibona sine sebantu ababo so konke lesikwenda soke sithunywe nibo so we are trying to learn as much as possible ukuze ukuthi sigcine si reach el goal lethu but vele sesengakafika fully commercial so but balimi bethu singasho nje ukuthi ba in stages because labanye we are trying to categorize them there are those laba folisha under food deficit so thina laba buke only food security within the industry then la ku commercial stage nakhona ke banetigaba tabo depending on the breeding stock yabo ukuthi baneletingakanani strictly for breeding so we are hoping ezesikhathi esichubeka sogcina sesifikile esigabeni lapho khona kufana khona lamave afana nabo China.
Exactly. Kanti ke bonke indzaba lemkhulu vele indzaba yokuthi food security, poverty alleviation nekuthi nje emakhaya abantu bakhona ukuthi bathi buthele lawo masendele bangawabutha la. Ngifuna ke lokuthola lo ukuthi ngoba mine njengwane reports. Reports nakhona lehoko. Nakulinye ikhaya bomakhelwane banalo lehoko. Kanjalo kanjalo nathi uyabuka nje kuthiwa vele 70% yale population yethu sirelaya la kulete tekulima subsistence farming in particular. Nendanjani ke ngiyadlosi ngidila kakhulu ngama projects lapha kaSweti. Yini le plan lentenalo sizama ukuthi size si commercialize lena ngizwile ngandle beyendo yokuthi khona babukelo khona lababukelo ngiqhaqheke la.
Okay, ngiyabonga umbuto. As a project sithena siqala bese iba mainly sifundisa abantu nje ukuthi singafuya kanjani kangcono. Then kwase kuba khona ke laba pheka lula like ngesikhathi lesifishane. Sayibona ke lo mehlo ukuthi if laba vele ba practice exactly as sibafundisa or lesheshe libe khona le change. So sasiyazama ke sibuka ema elements if la bantu abadinkomba ukuthi wena udluke ngani so ufike kanjani ku business. So we try to create those measures ukuthi for farmers ethu lakana 20 breeding hens and above labo salise siba treat as commercial. So the project in our wings lakabukele production and also the business wing. So we have officers ke sithi thina nase create lama production plans and sabafundisa labantu ukuthi yini labathenga kuyena. So bese kuba ne business side of the project le bese seyibafundisa ukuthi how to treat le tinguku takho as a business. How to keep those records kuze ukuthi ekugcineni kwabo ugcina ukubona ukuthi you are not just busy but use business in. So si zama kanjalo ukuthi sibe netigaba ukuthi ke laba fuya ngephasi kwalezinga leli bona singaba treater as market ready or laba ngekho market ready. So I business wing yethu ke ibuka tindzaba ukuthi how do you treat the business by access to finance. Because for a business ukuthi khule kahle kudodzinga kade imali, so they do all those calculations for us ukuthi how much do they need of what kuze ukuthi le business yabo ichubeke irane as a business. And then bese basibukela nale marketing part yokuthi how do they get a contract with formal markets, because for a business there should be financial records. They also assist our farmers ngokuthi baba register if the group farmers baba register so that they could have those big statements like those supporter even for the access to finance. But we haven't had a group late in a stage lapho khona ithola imali. For now as a project we were trying to finance it so that kungabi delayed kakhulu. But moving forward we are preparing them ukuthi at least post project bakhona ukuthi accessela le imali. So we're having those trainings and in place for them ukuthi bawatfole. Otherwise I think kusamreza kancane
batayitfola imali ngoba ngiyakhumbula si Minister Commerce, Minister Agriculture, Minister Finance barilonje le ndlela yokusupporta bosma business labancane ngetimali emsebenzi bo that Friday. So kutabalula nya sekuthi ndabekela letiningi ukuthola le imali seyikhona ungasakhathateki lapha. Ngifuna kungena ngaba laba commercial ngoba kufuneka emanjwele kufuneka lamanjwele akhuliswe nase ngabona lenye abatole hlutha leti nkukhu lokusene nihlele kanjani ke leyo lokusikhona ngiyeva lesikhola ba responsible sibona nje bayachobosela abanye bayakhulisa ihamba njani la.
Okay, njengoba bengisho ukuthi senda lama trainings then bese abantu baya pick up. So for laba seba commercial so bese zama lokhu ba categorize sibuke ngema strengths abo. Laba khona akhulisa kahle lamanjwele siba train to certain extent saba support with them incubators ukuthi bona aba specialize lapho, because ekugcineni kwabo bonke noma sebathi itholile le market lama farmers uyukhanze ukuthi abakhona ukuthi supplier consistently. Bese think ukuthi abo tiyaphela bazama ukuthi ithola kulabanye ukhanze ukuthi from the people abatithola kuba it's not the same people labafundisekile ukuthi uyikhulisa kanjani, so the quality bese seyiba compromised. So hence we have been trying to have stages ukuthi laba aba focus on the hatchery. So we do have one hatchery, let's say fully functional nyalo as we are speaking nje. We have 2 incubators running down at Elbonjen. So we have a group of 7 farmers laba iranako. But selection criteria I won't go ukuthi ke suke kanjani lapho. So kulawo incubators capacity yabo it's 1050 each, so you can see ukuthi manje le ethu sekangakanani. For now we are trying to sesifike esigabeni lapho khona sesifaka 8 trays per week, and then we have manje le sakaphuma like ngabo 300. So we targeting people labafundisekile ukuthi how to take care of them. So we already have outgrower groups lesinawo la close to Ngceka la kasathatha lamanjwele awakhulisa, but sengake yafika to the last point ukuthi okay nyalo from them seyafike la abatho. But we do have farmers la already ahlutha le abatho because nakhona solo a part of our project area. So we have trained with SEDCO and the Ministry of Agriculture le group leseshiselwe nderana la abatho ukuthi how to get good quality, and then if it's not good quality bangenda njani. So we have other groups like so we have other groups like finishing. So nasikhuluma nge-finishing kusho ukuthi uthatha leti nkukhu uti feed at libitum for a period of time depending on the quality, but for now we were using 21 days at lib feeding. At libitum kusho ukuthi asikali lo kudla nje siyadla nje nayilambile yadla, so we just trying to have a good quality of almost ibe uniform. So bese setiyahluthwa, but ke siba now challenges is so center tonke letinto leto because konke kurana ngemali, and bamfula abanye uyukhanze ukuthi ivele le business ayibangeni kahle. So business wing yethu ibhizi kakhulu trying to make people understand ukuthi business kufuneka ukuthi yonke into uyibalele, ungajahi ukuthi wena uyithengisa ngamalini le nkukhu yakho, wena nje bala ukuthi are you making profit if lo move ayithenga le nkukhu yakho ngale price le. So sisazama kubafaka lokho ukuthi umuntu akafuni ukuthatha kusukela eljeleni azoyikhipha le egcineni, so that at least wonke move within the value chain uba nayo a fair share of a profit. But again, it's important to understand ukuthi within agriculture nje in general lama profit margins they are just low, so volume speak louder for you. So if you don't have 5, definitely for 100 is making more money than you, because if you profit per bird is 7 rand, so now 100 you're making 7,000. So for someone with 5 chickens, 35 rand. So hence the less categories. If you have less than 20 breeding hens, we don't treat that as a business. So kahle business part nje le important kakhulu ukuze ukuthi ba understand.
Ngifuna ngikhulu ngithathela ngiyawafunza lamanye amaphepha labhalwa ngama scholars lathide la agriculture. Kunana indodza nje ya maker or maker lapho nje. Yabhala la ibwala usinde tinye tinsayela tiba khona kulo commercializer kwale industry. Yavetenza by ma feeding cost. Usini mitigate njani ke nini ngoba ngiyabona lapha kuma growers leso stage leso nje ngazi ngi stage la bese la ama cost abasethi khona.
Okay, as a project siyibonile nathi ukuthi a huge operational costs are affordable within lama feed costs. So we are trying to put plans in place ukuthi farmers ethu ezikhulu umkhicido wabo batokhona kanjani lokuchubeka bahlale kule industry, because kudla kuyakhula, and besides ukukhula nje sike sababhede nalo kudla sibabathe bo feed master kudla because of the COVID. So sizama kufundisa because we also have a wing as Eswatini lebuke nje tekulima. So sisebenzisa iwing yethu ke balingani bethu ukuthi nas identify abamfu labangakhona kulima, so siba support with seeds for a start though, because besifuna ukubona lokho ukuthi vele how much are we cutting through lo ukuthi sibalimele ukuthi batilimele lokudla. But for now we have only managed ukuthi balime yellow maize kanye nesorghum, sunflower, because it has to be a balanced ration for le tinkuku ukuthi titochubeka tibe right kufana na nebamvu nje ukuthi ufuna ukuthi udla lo maseko lamathathu. So for now we are only managing ukuthi sikhona kubalimisa le sunflower nale sorghum, but we are also trying grass for foul runs ukuthi kube khona phela netshani, because leti atihlala endlini like lama broilers kufuna usachubeke discover nje outside. So uyukhanze ukuthi esisetitine kakhulu sedevelop sheshe chwanze nje kusale se clean. So sithi ke abalime. So for now utshande sibone bubamba kahle la ngaphandle and then bulast esikhathi lesicishe sithe ikikuyu grass so it cripples like buyenaba. So the other farmers nje abawazi nokuthi ubuthengisa ngamalini because uvele nasofuna kubulima uye kumakhelwane wakho ufika ucela uzephune esikhwayikhwayi uhambe nawe ehlanye lokuselina. Otherwise we are trying to calculate ukuthi ke nangabe nedilimele how much cost are you saving because you can't ukuthi noma ngabe balimile labanye sebafuna kuthengisa because makhelwane nawe uyayifuna le sangalane sakho so sesengasiko stable kahle ukuthi nathi sesishosho ukuthi ama farmers akulesigaba bathi siyadizama naletinye indlela. Recently nje sijoine new officer wethu uDetobuka nje nutrition la etifuyweni so utaba asisita kakhulu ukuthi ke ngimaphi lama federations la kashiphile futhi la kangasiko complicated ukuthi umove angakhona ukutendela ekhaya so sidobe sikhipha nje sine Ministry of Agriculture.
Kanti ke bonkosi ikhona mayekota ngayinto le change nje in the next 1 minute sitawufaka mayekota la but ngifuna ukugcina ngabe ukuthi ngiyabona ukuthi umlomusha la Minister Labor evikini eliphelele bekathula statistics lesibhlungu la even regarding abantu labasha indaba kungasebenzi kwabo. Minister Agriculture on the other hand nanayi bayizama labahamba emimangweni ithemba sinamhla utaba sevelizisweni Minister Agriculture indaba lafika iteke ukugcugcutela abantu abasha kusabathi ngenele ihlanganisilo tekulima kuningi labangakuzuza lapho ngiyambona ekholiwe la is a young person ngifuna ukufika kahle kahle la ngiyakhona ngiyakuthenini ufika njani la utawukhetha ihlanganisilo ka agriculture ngisena ngothula ngaso livestock officer lapha ka Eswatini ngoba abantu abashana bakhula bafuna kufaka lepinele lethu angisho ukuthi ngithini how did you get here ukhethe njani le field yakho lokho?
Okay mina to be honest ngenda i-animal science degree so nangiphasa lo form 5 wami bengicabanga ukuthi i-vet because I didn't do much of research ukuthi sinayo university la ngana labona nje animal wathatha nga-apply then sengifikile eleyo ngacala nga-discover ukuthi hayibo akusiko lento lento but because already bengifuna lesilwane so I just didn't mind.
Ufuna lesilwane?
I didn't mind because I had a chance ukuthi nasenkasekhende ngashintsha ngasayend le animal science ngente lokunye I could be anything because of my results but I chose to stick with agriculture. So ngachubeka because being interested kakhulu ukuthi at the end of the day I still do want to be a vet officer but nyala ngathi angisafuni lokho sengiqala kusebenzela lebapho ngiba ngathi ngidevelop different interest from my initial so ngiba ngathi ngiyathanda kusebenza nebamvu and kuba khuthaza ama motivator but I cannot show you it's not a difficult it's not an easy thing to do because labanye if bangamukele uye utibude ukuthi is it because beva ngathi ngiyabayenga yini or maybe vele I'm not good enough to motivate people ukuthi bangenelele ama businesses but nje I am loving people.
Thank you so much for coming through Koliwe. We wish you all the best. Ezamanje lokukhuthaza abantu abasha bongozi ukuthi ihlanganiso tekulima ngoba washo minister ukuthi we need to change the mindsets nakubatala mfana na umbuto nje ufuna kuba yini nakazi nje no mina ngifuna kusebenza ngetilwane mina ngifuna kuba ngumfuyi ngifuna kulima akhuthathelwe abe motivated kungenela kulelo hlanganiso lele basisiphelele lesikhathi la khona umuntu usiwe akabe probably afake thayi njengoba ngifake thayi nje namhla ekseni bonke sisibahlola ethi market nasibuya sizabuya ke namakekhoda namhla ekseni.
Sanibonani maswahla mahle libito lami ngumthandazo Mkhwanazi and you are tuned into a brand new show on Eswatini TV called Street Quiz. Street Quiz is a show that is aimed at finding out just how well you know your beautiful country and just how well you travel. Now, the beautiful part about it, and that is my favorite part as well, is you get to win a special prize. Now that could just be money or a little something extra. As for me and my team, we done Ibona every week from here just as long as you tune in and nangibona stradini ngibalekele.
Nine minutes before 7 bongo sisicubana lohlelo namhla ekseni njoba sendekile substitution le kuthiwa eChina. The poultry industry in China is dominated by chicken production, which comprises 70 to 80% of all poultry production. In 2011, chicken was the second largest protein sector after pork. Basically, the industry nayihambe ema-stages to China, 3 developmental stages. The first stage is 1961 to 1978, the slow growth. But coming up in the second stage, 1979 to 1996, the fast growth. Angeke bese ngiyanza ukuthi nyalo sebakuphi msothatha cabangela usibona sebakuphi ke nje ke imodeling ngicabanga ukuthi ikhwale bakufunzile boma ikota khona le even lasechama ikota nguvusela kwami ngihlelo namhlanje.
Msebenzela kakhulu sivusela nebabukela.
Uthi lamsibi la we are learning from everywhere ngisho nje kanjani. Ngivile lokho singadlebenye. China is one of the countries then need such something go.
Yes, it's actually very true. Siyayizama ukuthi sithole ama-lessons from other partners, particularly le Marvel afanda ifat bo China bo Cambodia. Ngokuthi bona benda njani. What can we learn from them that is similar to what we're doing? That, you know, without fit in the context here, because you cannot take everything because so si pick up logo lesibona ukuthi utasilungela sibuye sikusebenzise noma siku try, you know, like pilot it and see ukuthi kuyasebenza yini bese siyaqhubeka sisebenza nabo ngalokunjalo bayathatha kithi nabo bazame bakuzame emaveni abo.
Ngifuna ke ukuthola i-sustainability yala projects ngoba nangisengihamba nani ngiyenive ni khuluma about sustain. This is a project iqala la igcina la siqhubekele embili probably. How sustainable leseni kwenzile engineer kulaba nangitshena la nisebenza ngabo nisho kanganani ukuthi nase projects ayiphelile ku sustainable yonke lento.
Okay, sustainability can be found in many different ways. Thine la sibuke khona kakhulu ukuthi labantu bakhona kudimeka. Labantu bangatsingi ukuthi babanjwe ngesandla all the time. Sibafundzisa in such a way that we know ukuthi nasihamba baqhubeka because they've seen the benefits of running a business in agriculture, of running a business at Ngoku and whatever else. So sigcila lapho kakhulu and lokunye si trainer community based facilitators, which basically means ukuthi kuyona le community lasebenza kuyo kunala lesibaqeqesha netulu kwala labanye ukuthi kube ngibo labatawusala basita labo lapha nalapha because loba ngawufundisekile utawuhlangana nenkinga longazange uhlangana nayo before. So you do need to have someone lotawu uyakuye asistobonsana nako sendlela lamnako mili. So we train the community-based facilitators, each chiefdom la sebenza khona inawo laba community-based facilitators that have undergone extensive training. Nakhona bantu labati volunteer kubona, you know, because they bathanza kakhulu lo msebenzi and bathanza kune criteria, you know, le bakhethwa ngayo, in actual fact bakhethwa ngulabantu bavume bona noma bangavumi, which basically means ukuthi they sacrifice their time, they sacrifice their knowledge and assist bantu benzawo yakubo. Bayathula ke nasendlunkulu kusho ukuthi laba ke laba trainiwe laba tawusita lalabanye. So in that way we expect lokho ukuthi le business lama business aqhubeke. And then the other thing, we also try to, as much as possible, to involve Ministry of Agriculture, because we know that Ministry will always be there. It is not a project.
Exactly.
It will always be there. So the extension officers as a ministry, like for example, now kulma ngalabetingu bosonguku koliwe songuku.
Songuku.
Yes, now kulma nalaba songuku ke baka agriculture sisebenza nabo koliwe nje unama partners akhe from agriculture that she's working with, so that now project exit bakhona laba agriculture, they know what has been happening and batawuchubeka babaside balimi nabasenalsito.
We're 4 minutes before 7 because my final two questions kuwe my koda yaqala ila ethenini nangikhumbula kahle it was 2011 yeah nangikhumbula kahle hle nakutalwa naye abatole seshiselweni. Back then it was just a 3. Sekwendekile ke konke yini lesekudzinga saleni kuphusha kakhulu ke kuze kuthi sithi leligole bakhuluma ngalo kholiwe le commercialize le nankusana yethu sifike. What is that has to happen?
There's still quite a lot that needs to happen. Itolo nje ngivile umhlonisha wasemanzini South Makethandi akhuluma ngayo le abattoir, you know, lokuthi irame bomake. Lenthi kusekunenge lefanele ukuthi kwendiwe lapho lokuthi we still need to have the outgrowers, because laba run le abattoir, yes, there are chicken farmers as well, but letingukutabo will not be enough to have that abattoir running, you know, all the time, because this is what we want. Ukuthi irane all the time ikicita tinkomo
ungaqishi lo machine
ungaqishi lo machine. And ke le project akabiya le fund lo setco ithene nemoto, you know, le makhadi ukuthi bakhona ukuthi ba transport le tinkomo tabo nase DM market set dressiwe. So we really need to instill the business sense into Eswatini, because I think as Eswatini nje the entrepreneurship is something kahle as sibosoma business labancane sijaga kuthola le mali singayikhulisi le business ize ifike ezinye ndawo khona, you know what profit you're going to make. Nangicala nje business yami sengicalculate le konke, I know what are the inputs and so on. Business yami awubali ukuthi ngikoleke emalini, ubala ukuthi i-profit ibe emalini. So this is the route that we are taking and that we have to instill in order for ukuthi sisho ukuthi cha business sethu are stable, bayadi labalimi ukuthi in order for them to call themselves business people, they need to go this route and be at this level.
Ngiyayibamba le question yami yesibili ngisutsha liwash bongosi it's a minute before 7 ngoba manje kodwa akahambi sidabe solo sinayi nje la ngayibuta ngalelinye ilanga kanti ke bengifuna ukuthola nje ama thoughts akhe kule kurelonja waloku support wabo somabhizinisi abancane ngetimali ne kusayina kwezimelwana se youth fund na UNESCO lapho batacinisa khona ihlango silokubhala kwala ma business plans. I have my reservations though seningabe beke kuqale yini le high school ka form 1 before ngiyokhanza university ngoba we might not all go to university kepha ke singaba bosomabhizinisi sifune sikwahle ukubhala business plan ngoba sasibahlule imarket sabiya sasiza bathi esibida lo mhlekiseni.
Here we are at Mpunhle High School. We are here at Malinza High School, Galanga High School. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Vanente Smelane and I am the new presenter for this year's new season of Friends on the Go. Out of the following people famous for in the Bible. Yours is Eve.
play and inspire. The all-new season of Buhle Bethu is back on your screens with your girl, Nombumelelo Dlamini. Of course, we have a new face in our team, the ever so cheerful Neliswa.
That's right, Bhumi. This new face is ready for fun and adventure in the beautiful kingdom of Eswatini. I'm so excited to be part of this show in this season. We are the squad that is ready to travel and explore safely in this new normal, the COVID-19 era.
That's right. Don't forget to post your pictures on your social media pages and tag us. Who knows, we might just join you on your next trip.
Join us and be part of the Buhle Bethu squad as we travel, play and inspire every Saturday exclusive to Eswatini TV.
You can watch the latest episodes of the show on YouTube or download the Eswatini TV app to keep up to date.
Ngola ngubusele ngomukele ndzabeni desibili dalo mhla ekseni ehlelweni Kusile breakfast show libito lami ngiLinkedIn kule. Silo semhlaba ingonyama inkosi imswati wesithathu sibambeke inkulumo ngalokukhethekile nendvuna lensha lebuke kenzabade elivekati leAfrika kuhulumende weMangisi Vicky Ford. Kanti ke leti inkulumo tibanjelwe esigodlweni elutsitsini. Ngonyama imhlaba bekatse isingathwe ngundvuna nkulu Cleopas Lamini.
Your Majesty, good morning.
Yes, morning. How are you?
I'm very well. It's a delight to be in your...
Ingonyama emhlaba inkosi imswati wesithathu ivuselwe ngilendvuna lebukweni zabate eAfrika eUnited Kingdom Vicky Ford. Leyo thelanga isingathwe ngolisiba lukhulu eUnited Kingdom kuleli Simon Boyden. Lendvuna ilapha kule ngonyama kutewubamba inkulumo naso silo semhlaba nekutawuvula emahhovisi ebuncusa lamasha elive leUnited Kingdom latinte ezulwini lokungumsebenzi loyenteka ngalwesibili kusihlwa. Isanza kubekwa ke indvuna njengoba ibekwe emavikini lamabili lengcile kanzi kulamalanga beyivakashela emave yaseAfrika ladlelana neMangisi kanzi lokube ingca izivele ngelivakashelwayo lapha eSwatini kube kuthi ivulela amahhovisi ebuncusa. Umsebenzi wendvuna ungaphansi kwelohhovisi leForeign Commonwealth and Development Office kuhulumende weMangisi kanzi umsebenzi wayo ke ufaka ekhatsi kuthuthukisa budlelwane belive leUnited Kingdom nemave esifundza se-Sub-Saharan Africa kanzi uphinze ubuke kabandi nendzabade kuthuthuka kweminotho emave aseAfrika nekuqinisa ligalelo leUnited Kingdom kulelivekati leAfrika nemhlabeni wonke jikelele. Indvuna ifika kuleli esikhatsini la khona kubambisana kwelive leSwatini neUnited Kingdom kubonakala kuchubeka ngidlondlobala. Live leSwatini ke kubhekeke ukuthi lizuze kakhulu ehlelweni lolibukisisiwe kabusha lokudlelana nekubambisana kwelive leUnited Kingdom nemave emhlaba iGlobal Britain. Lebika kwendzabeni ngisandile Makhanya naThemba Mamba esigodlweni elutsitsini.
Silo semhlaba ingonyama inkosi imswati wesithathu sesidumseke live leUnited Kingdom ngeqinisa kubambisana kwalo nelive leSwatini lisebenzisa luhlelo lolusha lolubukisiswe kabusha lokudlelana ke nekubambisana kweUnited Kingdom kanye nalamanye emave emhlaba. Lokho ke kuvakele ngengonyama inkosi imswati wesithathu libekase imelelwe ngumthane nkosi Sihlangisebe ngesikhathi ke kuvulwa ngalokusemthethweni lihovisi leUnited Kingdom kuleli.
Imbube emhlaba inkosi imswati wesithathu ithi kuvula kwalamahhovisi ebuncusa lamasha elive leUnited Kingdom lapha eSwatini kuphawula ukuthi bophelela lokusha kwalolive leUnited Kingdom ekubambisaneni nelive leSwatini. Lamahhovisi avulwe indvuna lebukweni zabate eAfrika khona eUnited Kingdom Vicky Ford. Kuvula kwalamahhovisi ebuncusa lamasha kufeza sethembiso lesendiwa ngundvuna nkulu weMangisi Boris Johnson eminyakeni lemithathu lengcile. Live leSwatini lemukele indvuna yalo live leUnited Kingdom lebuke tindzaba teAfrika lebekwe emavikini lamabili lengcile Vicky Ford lovulela amahhovisi nalisiba weMangisi kuleli Simon Boyden. Imbube emhlaba inkosi Mswati wesithathu ngekumelelwa ngumvana inkosi Sihlangu Sempi ithi kunemathuba lasabalele latawuzuzwa live leSwatini elihlelweni lolubukisiswe kabusha lekudlelana nekubambisana kwelive le-United Kingdom nemave emhlaba i-Global Britain. Lolubuke kusita emave emhlaba ukuthi elulamise iminotho yawo lekhinyabedwe ngumkhuhlane i-COVID-19 luphindze lubuke kuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu netekuthengiselana. Silo semhlaba sithi live leSwatini lizuzile egalelweni lamhlaba wonke le-United Kingdom lekulwa ne-COVID-19.
We wish to commend the UK for her investment in the development and manufacture of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and supporting our COVID facility, a United Nations initiative which has benefited many low and middle income countries, including Eswatini. Through this facility, coupled with generous support from our friends and development partners, the Kingdom has been able to receive thousands of vaccine doses that are currently being administered to our people, with a target of reaching herd immunity by the end of 2021. We trust this exercise will add the required impetus to our post-COVID-19 economic recovery strategy.
Ingonyama ithi emave lasathuthuka kufaka ekhathi live leSwatini aqhubeka nekukhinyabedwa kuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu lokushiya umonakalo lomkhulu. Silo sithi umhlaba kufanele uthole isisombululo salesimo ngekuphuthuma lokukhulu.
Your Excellency, your arrival in the country comes in the aftermath of a devastating cyclone Eloise, which left major destruction to national infrastructure and people's property. This is no doubt one example of the effects of climate change, and it underscores the urgent need to address this issue, which continues to have a greater impact on less developed countries with low carbon emission like Eswatini. We are encouraged to learn of your government's commitment to working with the United Nations and Commonwealth to urge the major carbon emitters to take faster action in bringing about emission cuts, set net zero targets, and meet the $100 billion a year climate finance target that they agreed to at the COP summit in Paris.
Imbube emhlaba ikhutsate baholi bemave emhlaba labatawungenela umhlangano wekuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu i-COP26 ngenyanga yeLweti ukuthi benesiqiniseko sokuthi lo mhlangano usungula sikhwama sekusita emave ekulweni nekuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu njengoba kuhlosiwe. Idrumse live le-United Kingdom ngekutibophelela ekubambisana nelive leSwatini nalamanye emave e-Afrika kutekuthengiselana ngekuthi livule imakethe etalo ngephansi kwesivumelwano lesisha sekuthengiselana emkhathisini wenhlangano yakasakhu nalo live le-United Kingdom lese siqolwe ngemave lafaka ekhathi live leSwatini lethi ingonyama inelethemba lokuthi sitawuletha inzuzo lenkulu. Kanti ke indvuna lebukweni zabate eAfrika e-United Kingdom Vicky Ford ithi lezivumelana sekuthengiselana siletha isiqiniseko sekuthengiselana ngaphandle kwetingabekelwano siphinde sivulele bosomabhizinisi bakuleli timakethe emangesini sithuthukise nekuthengiselana kumave langephasi kwenhlangano yakasakhu nelive le-United Kingdom.
A third huge priority of our work here in Eswatini and in Africa more broadly is supporting economic growth and social development so that African countries can bounce back from COVID and meet the demands and aspirations of their growing population. And part of that solution is development assistance. And with the third largest aid budget in the G7 as a percentage of GNI, the UK continues to be a leading donor. Equally important is realising the potential of local economies, in particular by unleashing the strengths of women and young people through education and job creation. But another part of the solution is helping countries like yours and other African countries to trade your way to prosperity. And that's why our new economic partnership agreement with Eswatini and its neighbours in the Southern African Customs Union is so important. And I'd like to thank your government, all of your members, in particular the Minister for Trade, Commerce and Industry, for enabling ratification of the agreement earlier this year, because it will guarantee duty-free and quota-free access to the UK markets from traders from your country, but will also help boost trade across the region.
Lubika kwendzabeni kubika Sandile Makhanya ngibika naZoli Masuku eRoyal Villas eZulwini.
Induna yetemfundo lephinzeke ibe lunga lePhalamende lenkhundla yasemafutheni Lady Howard icela ke bosomabhizinisi netinkampani letitimele kuthi tibambise isikolo seSt Joseph's lesathiwa ukuthi kusemzimbofu njengoba lesikolo asisekhonana esimeni lesikahle.
Sikolwa iSt Joseph's lesatiwa ngekuthi ngumzimbofu sakhiwa ngeminyaka wa 1914 kanti sifundzisa abantu labakhubatekile nalabangakhubateki. Lesikolwa sesengciwa intuthuko njengoba lana nje eceleni kwaso kwakhiwa lomuhle kakhulu umgwaqo. Lilunga lePhalamende lenkundla yasemafutheni leliphindze libe yindvuna yetemfundo Lady Howard lithi lesikolwa sesidzala sidzinga kubuyiselwa esimeni saso singasaleli emuva.
Umzimbofu sowasala ebaleni. Sekude labakhala khona. Sekude lo ngathi nje utawuqonzana naye ukuthi unake laba bantu labahlelelana kanzi bantu lebalidzinga kakhulu lolusito bosisi wethu bobhuti wethu labadzinga ukuthi sonke sithi khandle ngabo. Uma uthi uthatha kubuka sekufanele ukuthi usale kuba neluhlelo vele lesolutawubuka umzimbofu. Ezibe ngikhuluma nana head teacher la ngikhuluma nanemfundisi ngikhuluma nabo bonke nje labasebenta la. Uyakhanza lokuthi dinenge letinto letishodako lokufanele ukuthi ngabe tikhona la mzimbofu mane kude. Lokusho ukuthi umuntu kuyamnika insaya ukuthi akasukume impela agijime abhekela la kungafolakala kona lisito kutomane ukuthi kukhona ukuthi kuqhubekeke sithathe la akhona ashiya khona Father Chikoni.
Ucele bosomabhizinisi netinkampani ukuthi basilekelele lesikolwa. Imibiko leke yavela emaphephandzabeni alapha eveni ngeminyaka wa 2015 yaveta ukuthi lesikolwa sike saba sengotini ukuthi sicishe sivalwe ngenxa yekuswelakala kwetimali. Kuyekelelwa kwalesikolwa kungasho lokunengi lokubi kubafunzi balesikolwa nemango wakhona emafutheni. Lobubi bufaka ekhatsi kulahlekelwa likusasa lelihle kwebafunzi kwanza kwendlala kanye nakubuyisela emuva live kutentuthuko kulokunye. Tindzabeni teSwatini TV kubika Themkosi Mavimbela semzimbofu.
Induna yelitiko letisebeni nehlala kahle yati ophila Buthelezi yatisa ke eMaswati lafaka iticelo temvunzate walonyaka kuya ke eminyakeni lotaka ukuthi angeke avele embikwale libandla lelihlunga ke ticelo lonyaka kepha ke kusetshenziswa indlela lensha yekuhlunga labo labafaka iticelo ngaphansi kwendlela lensha lethiwa ukuthi i-scholarship loans application system.
Indvuna yelitiko letisebenti nehlala kahle yato ophila Buthelezi yithi kunetinguquko ngendlela umfundzate lotawuniketwa ngayo kulabo labafake ticelo kulomnyaka.
Kelonyaka ngekubuka kuhlonipha imigomo ye-COVID-19 lengavumi kuhlangana nebantu babe banengi bahlangana esikhathi sibesidze. Litiko libe selisebenzisa indlela yokuthi labantwana sibahlunge kule system lebe ba-apply kiyo. Ngekubuka lokuthi bayawamitha onke lama requirements emalist sekapreparishiwe nje atabaphuma aya kulama institutions ngoba avula ngekushiyana. Sitheka sisheshe siwakhiphe lonyaka ku avoid a situation where ukhanze ukuthi umntwana uzongena eclassini uqala kufunza with ngelithemba lokuthi scholarship utasithola ukhanze usakasasithola sekubita aphume. Lawo malist provisional kusengasiyo iaward per se provisional until umntwana ete atosayina aphethe onke lama requirements lafunekako kufaka ikhathi the application form itself lel field lelitawuhlala efayeleni lakhe umntwana etiko isithombe ze-passport kufaka ikhathi i-clearance graded tax clearance lipasi kufaka ekhathi certificate sekutalwa certificate saka O level kufaka ekhathi ne-clearance yembutho wembube kusho njengoba ke abaka interviewe ke vele physically bantwana ngilokutasita kubona cha laba litiko lingaba bambisa ngoba ngilaba hlobile ngilaba phethe kahle emangweni nalokho kanza ke ukuthi kumbe bangeMaswati ngekuthi sebakhondile baqhamuka kuletinye tindzawo le ma certified copies abo citizenship atawudzingeka kulomunye ukhanze surety kumbe sowushonile surety walomntwana we need certified copies alo lo sasishile emhlabeni banga surety wemntwana.
Indvuna ithi litiko libuke kuniketa umfundzate bafundzi labalinganiselwa ku-5,000. Etindzabeni teSwatini TV kubika Nelisiwe Ndlangamandla nginamuzi Mkhonda Kalobamba.
Indvuna yetemabhizinisi Mancoba Khumalo seyivuleke isitolo lesithengisa impahla yasendlini nekwekutihlobisa emakhaya iluxury interiors. Ngusomabhizinisi waseThailand ingathi wase-Taiwan kutalwa ke kuleli Kathy Liu. Indvuna yethi lesitolo sesivuleke emathuba emisebenzi kanti futhi sitawudlala inzima lebandi ekuqiniseni tekuthengiselana emkhatsini kwelive leTaiwan nelive leSwatini.
Somabhizinisi waseveni eShayina sihlenge seTaiwan Kathy Liu uthi ekuhlaleni kwakhe kuleSwatini impilo yakhe yonke ubone isikhala lesikhulu sebhizinisi yempahla yasendlini yelizinga neluhlobo thite kuleSwatini. Lesitolo sesicashe abantu bakuleli kanti indvuna yetemabhizinisi Mancoba Khumalo lebeyikhuluma nasivulwa lesitolo industrial site eMbabane ithite yemabhizinisi lafana nalesitolo ayasita kakhulu ekuphakamseni umnotfo welive.
Siyajabula ke lokubona ukuthi budlelwano bethu nelive lase-Taiwan buyaqhubeka buyaqina ikakhulu ekuthengiselaneni and siyawakhuthaza neMaswati ukuthi aqhubeke ayisekele le business ngoba neMaswati lamaningi asaqalile athengisa lokho lakwakhabo eTaiwan nathi ke asiqhubeke siba support.
Lunga lePhalamende lenkhundla yaseMbabane East Harris Bulunga lethi lenkhundla iyakufokotela kuvulwa kwalo lonke ihlobo lwemabhizinisi.
To us it's a gain because definitely I want to believe that the young people who have been employed here are part of the constituency and they also belong to the youth category, so it is in a way helping us as a constituency and also government.
Mbasata welive leShayina sihlenge seTaiwan Jeremy Liyeng uvumelene nemnikati walesitolo ngemkhathi lothite lokhona wekweswelakala kwempahla yasendlini kuleli.
Eswatini is a young market with a lot of potential. A trendy top of line furniture shop and interior design. I think this is exactly Eswatini need to take our life, our daily life to the next level.
Emaplango nalokunyenti lokusebenta nakwakhiwa impahla nemakhabethe kulesitolo ibuya kulamanye emave kanti impahla ngekwayo lethengiswa kulesitolo yakhiwa kuleli. Kubika Hlengiwe Ndlovu Nambonga Dube Sembabane.
Litiko lemisebenzi lemkhulu nekuthusa selisukumise kumkhankaso wekuhlobisa imigwaco etifundzeni letinzathu kuleli lisebenzisana nemimango. Akhuluma ke enkundleni yasenhlambeni nakusukunyiswa lo mkhankaso mapalana lomkhulu kulelitiko Khangezwe Mabuza uthi ke lokhu kutawusita kuvikela tingoti emigwacweni kuphindze kwakhe budlelwane emkhatsini kwahulumende nemimango lasebenzela kuyo.
Ngenhloso yokuqinisekisa ukuthi imigwaco yakuleli iphephile litiko lemisebenzi lemkhulu nekuthutha libambisene netinhlangothi letithinzekako selisukumise umkhankaso wekuhlobisa imigwaco likanye nesive imimangweni. Lo msebenzi usukunyiswe ngekwemthetho ngumabhalane lomkhulu kuleli tiko Khangezwe Mabuza enkhundleni yasenhlambeni kaManzini.
Sacela lokuthi abasiphe emajaha netinfombi nabomake nabobabe sasenda nje kuhlanganisa babe 15 nangaphosisi ngendzawo labatawube seke bayasendela lo msebenzi hlobisa umgwaco asikacashani bonkosi siyabambisana silwa nebusweti WFP ngilafika sibambise khona. Ifundza lesicala ngato ngohoho Manzini na Shiselweni kahoho nakhona sitawuthatha kube kuncanyana ngoba sithatha la sikhona kufika khona. Siyathemba ke ukuthi nabantu labadzala sebabuya batosethulela sekusebendile lokho neshiselwe tabe seyisekhathi.
Umphathi wenhlangano yakamhlaba lebuketa indzaba tekudla kuleli iWorld Food Program lesekele lo mkhankaso ngetimali Deepak Shah uthi lokubende basekela lo msebenzi kubuka simo sebumedima lesilethwe ngumkhuhlane i-COVID-19.
Looking at 2021 and all the effects, the negative effects of COVID-19 and the unrest that is happening, there was need for support.
Uthi kulomkhankaso tikhona timbasha sivele sitawutitfola ucosha kati etiko njengobe kungakabhedvu kulomkhuhlane bantfu lebebayede kudla kuleli bebangetulu kwa 200,000 kepha nyalo sebalinganiselwa ngetulu kwa 317,000 njengobe labanye sebede imisebenzi. Nonhlanhla Thabetse lobekamelele emabhalane lomkhulu etiko letinkhundla nekuthuthukiswa kwato uthi imisebenzi lenjengalena ikhomba ukuthi uhulumende utimisele kangakanani kuthuthukisa sive seMaswati.
Dumisa kakhulu matinhlangano hulumende lomkhulu etakubantu ingcikithi elitimsebenzi welitiko letinkhundla ngiko lokho ukuthi sibone lokuthi lo msebenzi uyasuka lembabani udala kubantu.
Mapalane lomkhulu etiko letemsebenzi lemkhulu nekuthutha uthi ngekhamba kwesikhathi bafise lo msebenzi ube kudo tonke tifundza kuleli. Etindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Nelson Wendla ngamandla kunavuma inkosi inzinisa enhlambeni.
Sikhumbuzo fakudzelo ngumseshe ecaleni lekubulawa kwasomabhizinisi Victor Gamese uthi ke luphenyo lwakhe lwamkhomba ukuthi Sipho Shongwe wahamba naSandile Tsotso zikalala Luthango baya ke eLunzi bayobukisana lapho bebangafohla khona nabacetsa lebe bakutele lapha eveni. Fakutse ubikeleke enkantolo ukuthi Shongwe waqale wavakashela botsotso umbuso encanza Nkosi kanye na Simphiwe Tata Ngubane embabane bangakahambi baya eLunzi. Lokho ke kuvele enkantolo ngesikhathi Fakutse achibeka nokuthula ubufakazi bakhe enkantolo lenkulu.
Nakuchubeka kutekwa kwelicala lemsolwa Sipho Shongwe lobhekene nelicala lekubulala Victor Gamese uchubekile nekwetfula bufakazi bakhe umseshi Sikhumbuzo Fakutse utshele inkantolo ukuthi asaphenya uthole ukuthi Shongwe waya embabane mhla ka-12 kuBhimbidvwane eminyakeni wa 2018 wayovakashela Sandile Tsotso zikalala Luthango mbuso ncaza Nkosi kanye naSiphiwe Tata Ngubane. Lo mseshi utshele inkantolo ukuthi Shongwe wabese uhamba naTsotso baya eLunzi bayobuka indlela labatayisebenzisa nabaphuma lapha eveni becela eveni leNingizimu Afrika. Fakutse ungetene ukuthi lokhu kufakazelwa nayinombolo yamahlalokhukhukhwini yaShongwe layitholakala ukuthi yasebenzisa ithawa yaka MTN lesemakholokolo nalenye leselunzi ngalalo lilanga. Sekachaza kabanti ngetinombolo telicingo latiphenya watihlanganisa naShongwe. Fakutse uchazele inkantolo ukuthi ticishe tibe 10 tinombolo latihlanganisa nalomsolwa. Uchazele inkantolo ukuthi letimbili taletinombolo watfola ukuthi tasebendiselwa kuchumana nalabo labebatawubulala Gamese. Fakutse utshele inkantolo ukuthi yinye yaletinombolo letimbili yasebenta mhla ti-11 kuBhimbidvwane eminyakeni wa 2018 kuphela. Kwathi lenye noma ke lena lenye yasebenta kusukela ngalona lelo langa kwate kwaba ngumhla ti-14 kuyona lenyanga yaBhimbidvwane. Lo mseshi uchazele inkantolo ukuthi letinombolo utihlanganisa naShongwe ukuthi watfola ukuthi letinombolo tatifakwa etincingweni letine letatisebenziswa nguletinye tinombolo talomsolwa lebetatiwa. Uchaze nokuthi letinombolo tatihle tisebenzisa emathawa aka MTN lafananako ngetikhatsi leticishe tifanane lokukhomba ukuthi lo muntu bekatisebenzisa bekahamba naletincingo tonke kanye kanye. Fakutse ungetene ukuthi yinye yaletinombolo yayibhaliswe kuye noma ibhaliswe ngaye Shongwe njengemphathi wenkampani iV-Track. Uchubeke waveta ukuthi bathi nabakhulumisana naShongwe ngemuva kwekumbopha wabaniketa yona leyo nombolo wathi ngeyakhe. Fakutse utshele inkantolo ukuthi kusobala ukuthi lolucingo lebelufaka le nombolo yamahlalokhukhukhwini wakhe Shongwe lebeyatiwa ngilo lelibelifaka letinombolo letinye letasebenziswa kushayela laba labeta kutobulala Gametse. Lendzaba ibheke ukuthi ichubeke ngalesine embikweli jaji ngoSinathi Maseko. Tindzabeni Eswatini TV kubika Themnkosi Mavimbela enkantolo lenkulu.
Likhasi langqondomshini ye-Agriculture Marketing Information System lapho bekubhala khona lokuphaselene netekulima nemkhicido wekulima selethiwe ke ligama lelisha lekuthiwa ke manje nguNolwati Eswatini. Likhasi lethuliwe ke ngumcondzisi wenkampani yahulumende lebuke ke tekuthengiswa nekhicido kwetibhidvo kuleli siphephiso Dlamini.
Lo mfundzi wasenyuvesi Samkeliso Nxumalo uhlonyeliswe imali letinkulungwane letisihlanu temalangeni wekwetha lelikhasi langqondvomshina ngeligama lelifanele leSiswati emchudzelwaneni lebe ungenelwe bantfu labasha labendlulako ekhulwini nemashumi lasihlanu. Lomunye umfundzi wasenyuvesi Nduduzo Dlamini uhlonyeliswe imali lengu-10,000 wemalangeni wekwakha luphawu lolutawumatanyiswa nalelikhasi. Naketfula lelikhasi umphathi wakaNamboard Siphephiso Dlamini uchaze ngebumcoka bekuthi bonke labaselihlangothini lwekulima balisebentise lelikhasi.
Aka-AMIS sinesikhandla ukuthi kunemathuba lamaningi latofela. Lefuneka asite wena muntu lomusha kuthi wathi ukuthi bantu labakhicitako bakuphi bakhicita ini badzinga lolunye lusito iphindze ikusite wena lomusha lofuna ukukhicita nje kuthi nami ngifuna ukukhicita tibhidvo titselo tilwane wathi sikhicito kangakanani emathuba lamanye lakhona lavelako bantu labasha labawatsandza ngulawe technology kunema services lamaningi ladzingekako ka-agriculture ladzinga i-technology lesha kunisela kufutha, kuvuna, kuhambisa imkhicito, nekuchubeka nje ucommunicate ulethe lwati ukuthi kwentekani kuphi. Ngemathuba lamaningi lanko lesiwabonako, lesicabanga ukuthi bantu labancane nabangawavakashela bangagcina bazuze kakhulu, bazuzize ne-agriculture.
Umfundzi lowethe lelikhasi uchaza ngalokumende ukuthi yagcine ethe lelikhasi ukuthi nginolwati Eswatini.
Igama Nolwati li-inspiration ukuthi if my translator will use as ngisini lithi the one with knowledge which is AMIS is about lwati.
Kanti umfundzi Nduduzo Dlamini uthi tekulima utikhanza tinematfuba lamahle ekundlondlobalisa insha.
Thina sibuka ukuthi hey ubhuqa umhlabathi tivote abantu labadzana but kumcoka more special nyalo lokusekinvolve about technology.
Umphathi wakaNamboard uthi bayendlula etinkulungwaneni letingemashumi lasikhombisa 77,000 bantfu labake balisebentisa lelikhasi lokuyinkhomba yekuphitsitela kwalo nesidzingo lesikhulu sekuthi libe neligama lesintfu. Kubika Hlengiwe Ndlovu Nambongwa Dube sisemafini yeMbabane.
Kutemidlalo umqeqeshi wesisebe samhlekazi Dumisane Makhanya uthi ke kutoba mcwa kakhulu ukuthi lelikhethelo lakuleli luncoba umdlalo walo wekucala enzebeni yeKhosafa letawubanjelwa ngeVeni leNingizimu Afrika. Kuleke litoba semathubeni lamandla ekuchubekela esigabeni lesilandzelako. Kanti ke likhethelo lakuleli litawutholana nelive leZambia emdlalweni wekuqala walenzebe.
Sithebe samhlekazi lesingenele indzebe yeKhosafa yabomake eNingizimu Afrika si-Group C lapho sineZambia, Namibia kanye ne-Uganda. Umdlalo wasewekucala silothana nelikhethelo leZambia lelibuya kongenele imidlalo yema-Olympics eTokyo, Japan. Umqeqeshi waso-ke sithebe samhlekazi Dumisane Makhanya uthi kutoba mcoka kakhulu-ke kube kuncoba umdlalo wabo wekucala nabatholana naye eZambia.
Le game if siyiwina kutawusisita kakhulu because kunoma ngiphi team wawina the first game it bring you confident kuyakusita vele kakhulu ngicabanga ukuthi badali ukuthi abasita kakhulu kuyiwina le game yokucala bakahle bafikile ba-ready for the game ngicabanga ukuthi namhlanje sitabe senze ama-preparation okugcina for the game kude lo phathekile cishe bonke ba-ready for the game kwekugcina nje bengakusho ukuthi kunika emaswati ukuthi akasithandazele lokhu tukwathi-ke ngebhola nothing is impossible futhi-ke ibhola ina full of surprises.
Lo mdlalo wecala utodlala mhla zingamashumi lokutabe kungulesine kulona liveki. Kanike kutabe kusakada bukhoma ekhasini ndikhosafa TV. Lobekela umsakazo eSwatini TV kutemidlalo ngiphathizwe Msibi eMbabane.
Bokusingalethe temidlalo sidibamba lapha ke ndzabade yesibili dalo mhla ekseni sibahlele emakethe siyabuya siyachubeka nehlelo.
There's no price like the ShopRite price, which means you'll get low prices on everything you need, like 750 grams Sunny mayonnaise and 400 grams Sunny pilchards, chili or tomato, both for only 35 mlangeni, and a 2-liter bottle of Right brand cola, just $7.99. The ShopRite price, the price you can trust, always.
Eye on SADC, telling the African story from an African perspective. This is the only news program bringing you news, views, and interviews straight from the countries where it happened. Join me in Ndishishi Hamfungu as I take you on a journey across Southern Africa. That's on Eye on SADC, news of SADC from SADC.
Kudla kwempilo, food for life. An agricultural program that shows how a farmer brings food to the nation.
Gcine kudla kwayo leta uphinze kudle nasekufika isikhathi sebusika.
Nalinile nje libele lana kuzone liyadwa imbela libele lahlanzeni. So lonke lina lemvula le moderate yethu sine lahlanzeni.
Kudla kusemhlabathini, konke lesikudingako sitakuthola emhlabathini.
Kudla kwempilo for agriculture and farming development on Eswatini TV with your farm boy Samgelo Villarati Samvi. Kudla kwempilo, food for life.
Mbukele siphinde sekumukele hleleni Kusile Breakfast Show sikumukele nawe lo sanza kusivulela njengoba besivedile ukuthi sitakhulumisana lapha na dokotela losuka khona esibhedlela kaManzini Psychiatric Hospital sitakhuluma lapha ngesifo Alzheimer's disease njengoba sesibonile nje ukuthi kunema similarities la khona kiso lesifo emkhathini kwaso ne dementia sitakhuluma nje kabantu ingase ukuthi ngambe vele si affect abantu labanjani labaneminyaka lemingakhe nekuthi ngambe vele tinzaba medication di cala kwethatha medication kanganini nekuthi ikusita isikhathi lesinganani sinaye lapha dokotela Mukeba losuka khona esibhedlela Psychiatric Hospital. Good morning and welcome, doctor. So we talking today about Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's disease, and I understand that there are similarities between Alzheimer's disease and dementia. Can you just kindly explain to us what is Alzheimer's disease and what is the difference between dementia and Alzheimer's?
Okay. Thank you so much, Lulu, for honoring me and inviting me today in your settings. First of all, I would like to say that the dementia, Alzheimer, all of them, they are geriatric disease, meaning these are disease for elderly.
Okay.
Yeah. So coming with Alzheimer, you cannot talk about dementia without talking about Alzheimer, because Alzheimer is even the first cause of dementia. Yes. Okay. Now, dementia itself is an insidious, progressive and degenerative disease, which means is a disease which is starting progressively until it will start showing up the symptoms or signs.
Okay.
Yes. So, and you'll see that there is a problem there, a problem with memory loss, and of late, depending on stages, it will come and bring some manifestation. It can develop up to loss of some cognitive functions into the brain, and the patient cannot function clearly or properly as before.
Okay, so you cannot have dementia out of the blue. You have to first have Alzheimer's, then you get dementia.
Dementia is the first cause of dementia is Alzheimer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm coming because this thing, when we are talking about the disease of elderly, it's the disease that is starting from over 60 year of age, and from 60, 65, then you start developing it. And there's the different phenomena that those are happening in the brain. Okay, that means the brain will start not functioning properly because there are some things, that some different protein, different mechanisms that I cannot start explaining here because I'm not talking to the doctors. So when those proteins can be deformed or can be located at the wrong place, like in between the ganglions in the nerves, and then the information change. And when the information change, now the brain won't function properly. And if it doesn't function properly, then it will start reducing, it won't function. And in medicine, something that doesn't function correctly, it will lose weight, it will start now reducing itself. In terms of brain now, as we are talking about brain, the brain will come too small and will assist to dying of the brain cells. That's how now you'll see that the brain, the person won't function correctly, and then can go of late to different stages until it can cause different symptoms that we are going to see soon with you.
Okay, Doctor, I know that you emphasize that this disease can affect people over the age of 60 years.
60 years and above.
But how rare is it that it can also affect people that are below the ages of 50 or probably 50, mid-50s? Do you have any cases of such?
Yeah, in case it affects people of less than 60, I cannot, in medicine, I cannot say never and ever. Okay, so it can affect, but that's what you'll see normally in the hospitals. We do talk about presenile dementia. So that's the presenile dementia means it's something that started before age. That age exact that this disease is supposed to start.
Okay.
So it can happen, but the statistics are not that important that it can be raised.
Yeah. All right. You did say that Alzheimer's disease has stages, and I understand there are 4 stages of them.
Yes.
So, and yes, obviously, I presume that the 4th stage is the most severe one. So, could you just kindly go through each one of stage and just explain what happens in each stage?
Thank you so much, Lulu. I know classification of Alzheimer depend upon the researchers. Some will come with 5 stages, some will come with 3 stages, some with 7 stages, some are going even to 9 stages, depending on what they can be looking for, or depending on what they have found while doing the researchers or recording the data or the statistics. But when it comes now to what is a very classic one, I think there are 4 stages, as you said. And the first 4 stages depend upon which level the patient has gone with his Alzheimer disease. Now, the first stage is what we do call preclinical stage. In about this stage, you found that there have been derangement or distraction into brain, brain deformity that started 4 years ago, and there we don't have even any single symptom or sign. Before we start seeing symptoms, the patient has been having problem with his brain for years. Yeah, that's a preclinical stage. Pre means before, clinical is those symptoms and signs. Before we start seeing symptoms and signs, that is the stage whereby we don't have any obvious or shown symptoms. Okay? So I don't know if I'm clear with what I'm talking about preclinical stage.
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for the second stage is what we call mild stage or early stage. In this stage, it is now coming with some symptoms. We'll start seeing on the patient single symptoms like that is more likely coming with forgetfulness. Yeah, because remember, from my introduction, I said dementia, Alzheimer is coming with a memory problem and of late cognitive function. So, but in this first stage, we have those mild forgetfulnesses. So you see patient is forgetting small things in the house. You see the daily object location is forgetting where he has put things. And even maybe arranging he can bath normally, doing everything, but can forget maybe to arrange his hair. Okay, so those are simple things that we can see in an early stage. And sometimes the patient has got difficulties to recognize even new person names that has been introduced to him. Just shortly, he will forget about it. He cannot also he can also have difficulties of planning or organizing things, just because we are in early stage. I don't know if that is clear before I move to the third stage.
Yeah, it is clear.
The third stage, that is called the moderate stage, and this is the very longest stage among of all those others. It can stay for longer. You see patient now, the memory loss is in a moderate stage. So is a bit advanced from the first one, which is the early stage. Now, when it comes like that, you see that even the forgetfulness is going up, and start forgetting even his personal history event. Okay, his event on his own personal event or history, he can forget about it. Like what happened to him maybe 2 years, 4 years, 5 years before, you see the person forgetting about that. You can see the patient as well can have a problem like mood change. Yeah, mood changes. He become irritable, he become a bit depressed, sometimes he's anxious, restless sometimes. You can see patients start confusing things, yeah, and you can see some other time is disoriented. He can be disoriented to person, to time, and sometimes to object. You see? So those are different symptoms, and you can see if you compare early stage and this one, you can see that the early stage now is the moderate stage is more advanced than early stage or the mild stage. So after that, I want to make sure that Lulu, you are okay with my explanation and my clarification when it comes to third stage before I move to the last one. The last one is the one we do call severe, okay, or late stage. So when it comes to this one, you can feel yourself that this is severe or is late, is terminal one. And in this stage, there are very, very different and advanced modifications. The patient can not be able to communicate. So there's a problem now with talking. There's problem with walking, can have a problem with the walking. You find that patients are bedridden just because of Alzheimer, but this time around on a late stage. You can find that patient is also become vulnerable to develop infection because he cannot do anything is stuck, and is also can develop stroke, can develop different complication, and they can develop even some symptoms that can come like a Parkinson's disease.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I can come up shortly with as different stages of Alzheimer's disease.
Okay, doctor. As you've mentioned, the difficulties, the memory loss, the restlessness, you know, and the lack of communication. How important is it for family members to probably get counseling? You know, just to familiarize themselves with the new situation that is going on in the house. Is it important that they get counseling, get a proper explanation on what is going on with their family member?
Yeah, Lulu, thank you so much. I think you've anticipated management. Yeah, since you've anticipated it is not so wrong, so I can still come up with my contribution. Yes, in this particular case, when patient is brought to us, I think is more likely family that is supposed to be psychologically educated. I wish I could have come with my colleague.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Minister, who is missing us, who is missing us now. So I think is a psychotherapy part that we have to educate the family. We have to educate them on how to handle with the situation. They have to know the situation so that they can take care of the patient. Otherwise, if they don't know, they won't do well on the patient, they won't take care on the patient, and if they don't know anything, even the patient will get worse more and more so faster than if they were knowing something, because if they know something, they can take care properly with the patient. So it's better to teach them how to handle the situation, to understand the situation, how to take care of the patient, even if they are working, but how can they engage other services, okay, so that the patient can be taken care. I think that is most important, and is going through to the family or to the caregivers.
Okay, so how common is this disease in Eswatini? Do we have any deaths? How many cases do you report probably in a year?
Yeah, actually, the cases in Eswatini, yeah, they are cases of Alzheimer in the Eswatini. Yeah, we cannot go wrong for that. But when I was checking the data, the last data according to WHO, okay, it has shown that in Eswatini, at least we have the statistics were showing that at least 24 people suffer from Alzheimer in a population of 100,000 people who have been selected. So in those statistics, they found that there are at least 24, and that is not minor; it's something significant. And in 2018, also they found that about the publication from 2017 showed that because this was published in 2018, so the studies from 2017 and 2017 they have shown that about 96 person died from Alzheimer in Eswatini, which was classing also ranking Eswatini as a 96 position among of those countries where people are suffering from Alzheimer. So it's not something that we have to neglect. We have to have a look on that, and we have to be aware of Alzheimer existing in Eswatini.
Okay, so what is the average life expectancy for someone diagnosed with Alzheimer? How long do they have to live even after taking the treatment?
Thank you, Lulu. Yeah, okay, I see you want to survive after being diagnosed with Alzheimer. Okay, yeah, The life expectancy depend upon environment, upon developing countries, underdeveloped country, and high developed countries. Okay. So it has been shown that in a developed country, okay, people can live more years than developed country like in Africa.
Okay.
Like now we are talking about Africa, but standard is like from the time the person is diagnosed with Alzheimer disease, it can live. The minimum is 4 years. Yeah, it can go from. It can vary from 4 to 8. But there are studies also that have shown that the person can live up to 20 years from the time it's diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. So this will depend upon environment, upon also, you know, when we are talking about environment, we look at like a lifestyle, okay? Yeah, so you understand with me, like if I have good lifestyle, I think something will be protected in me, even the body, my cells, those supposed to be dead because of Alzheimer can a bit persist for some years, for some months. So that will increase a bit the life expectancy after being diagnosed with Alzheimer.
Okay, so there's no cure for Alzheimer's. So you just take the medication to reduce the symptoms, or?
Yeah, actually, that's where I wanted to land from. As I said, there is no any cure for Alzheimer. There is no cure for Alzheimer, honestly talking. But there are medications. Those are being used actually to just reduce the symptoms, to stop symptoms going so fast. So to stop disease progressing so fast. I mean.
So even if you take medication, you will eventually reach to the stage 4.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming now. Okay. It means like once my brain is diagnosed ready with problem, is reduced ready, there are some number of brain cells have been gone ready. So at that stage you cannot treat. Is irreversible. That's I mean, it's irreversible. Okay. That means we cannot turn back to the previous initial situation. So when we give medication, it's just to reduce the symptoms that can happen during Alzheimer disease, or when there are symptoms, then they can be reduced just. Okay. When the medication doesn't treat the brain to become smaller, the brain to be destroyed, or the cells to be dead, so it doesn't treat that. Okay. So another treatment that can be there is what I was explaining, that okay, we do support the family with counseling, with psychotherapy, so that they can know and take care of the patient, and doing the nursing. The nursing is like knowing how to watch the patient, remember telling the patient to do things that he can do, just supporting the patient, assisting the patient. And if patient is unable to wash, you bath him, because you know, if you take other care by making the good nursing, patient can also stay longer. Can stay longer. It can be also be well supported. Can be well.
Okay. All right. No, thank you so much, Doctor. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. Sibonga kakhulu Dokotela Ayambukile Sotivile. Besikhulumisana naye lapha Dokotela Mukeba losuka khona esibhedlela kaManzini Psychiatric Center. Besikhuluma nje kabanti ngaso sifo se-Alzheimer's disease. Sifukele singakavami kangako kodwa sikhona futhi ke siyabulala. Seselike funa sibuya sidabuya sivalele hlelo na LinkedIn.
Masat Lamahle, Libito Lame, Ngumtanaza Mkonazi, and you are tuned into a brand new show on Eswatini TV called Street Quiz. Street Quiz is a show that is aimed at finding out just how well you know your beautiful country and just how well you travel. Now, the beautiful part about it, and that is my favorite part as well, is you get to win a special prize. Now, that could just be money or a little something extra. As for me and my team, we Danibona every week from here, just as long as you tune in. And now I'm gonna start doing the Mbukeli asiphinde sikumukele ehlelweni sekusele nje imizuzu lemine ukuthi kushaya insimbi yesiphohlongo lomhla ekseni sibonga konje uthola uhlelisene nathi kusukela ngensimbi yesithupha kunenjele sikhulumisile namhla ehlelweni sifundzeka bandi namuhla ngaso sifo se-Alzheimer njengoba sicetha ukukhulumisana naye dokotela lapha lo suka khona esibhedlela sahulumende Psychiatric Hospital kaManzini sichazile ke sifo ukuthi isifo lesicetha kakhulu memory loss nokuthi sibe sekuvimbela ukuthi ukhona kwenta timfu letithide so ngakho kubalekile ukuthi vele uthole kusekeleka kiwe malunga emndeni akubeketelele futhi ngalokho vele usuku sokhohle timfu letinengi sifo lesivamile ke emhlabeni wonke kakhulu nje lapha eSwatini uvetile ukuthi bantfu labelenganisela kula bange 24 nakune out of 100,000 people 24 wabo bayakhanzakala ukuthi banaso lesifo lapha eSwatini kuteke iCure kodwa nje uyithatha medication shito ukuthi vele bagcina sebashonile kakhulu kati sithola ngilabo labangedulu kweminyaka lengamashumi lang60 kodwa nalabo labangephasi kwaleyo minyaka leyo bana basemathubeni ukuthi bangasithola iAlzheimer's disease.
Phepha ke akasho lo ukuthi nangabe seyokhohlwa mina nje ngiyakhohlwa akasho lo senginalesifo
yeah no akasho
akasho lo ngikhohlwa ngikhohlwe negama lakho njalo ngigama lakho ngubani
ngikholiwe mina makakula
Ngosilenye indzaba lesiphindze sayibona namhlanje indzaba ma value chains ku chicken production indigenous chicken production umsebenzi omkhulu into yakhe letekulima ngikusebenzisa inkampani yahulumende iSwed basebenza ke in 37 chiefdoms ekakhulukati eshiselweni naselubonjeni bayazama ukuthi babafundise bafuyi labo labafuya inkukhu tasemakhaya njengoba sebabahlukanisile nje khona laba labanakela uqhubosela labanye bakhulisela amanjwele labanye ke ba processor kune abattoir lekhona lena ke nje lehlanganisile le industry lena lesesemba lo ukuthi itagcine ikhulile bongosi bangene bafuyi babe beningi sta achieve nalo achieve ingulubeni kuthiwa etingulubeni we are able to meet the demand of the local market nalana ke kulethi inkukhu tasemakhaya ngoba sibabantu abaningi labadla i-white meat bafuna kudla lenkukhu yasemakhaya
emnanzi vele yona ngiyasihlala vele alright Mugeli 1 minutes before 8 o'clock sesivele sanvalelisa sibonga kakhulu kuba nathi nomhla ekseni sistema ukuthi nikutfokotele kunikhumbuta nje yes you can watch Kusile Breakfast Show on YouTube so yes hambani niyo subscriber and of course sanikhumbuta futhi ukuthi nihambe niyojova kutovuleka iindustry joveli industry
bongosi simbalo nibe nesikhathi esihle sibona kulapha my wardrobe Eswatini exclusive suits to make us look stunning this morning sisembe ukuthi bumake bemthandazo siyanivusela ngoba langa ngilosini namhla litulu nali likhona nibuye nali ensabeni hallelujah leyo nsawo
hallelujah have a good day.